What's up guys, my name is Adapt and welcome to another video on my channel. So in this video I am going to be showing you guys my custom tactics and my player instructions. You guys have been asking for this, so I thought I might as well bring it for you guys. So guys, before I show you everything pretty much, what I'm going to tell you guys is that don't copy them exactly. Like, try maybe put the custom tactics to whatever, like copy them for one game, but if they don't suit your play style and you're not playing at your best, then switch them around, because your custom tactics are meant to suit your playing style. So if you have a different playing style to me, then the custom tactics aren't going to work. So guys, if you just see my videos and see that I do relatively well in Foot Champions and you guys use them tactics and you're not doing well, don't just keep them because I have them. Actually go and change them around. So first of all, let's get into my actual player instructions. With Kyle Walker, this is important guys. So both your fullbacks, you need to have them on stay back while attacking. Why that is because if they push up too much, you know, fullbacks, they're still gonna push up, but if they're pushing up too frequently, then you're gonna be screwed on the counter guys, because if your fullbacks are up there and your defense are basically left exposed, because your fullbacks are meant to be the ones catching up to the attackers and your centre backs aren't relatively going to be the quickest. So the pace comes from the fullbacks, and people, what they like to do is play down the wings. So if your fullbacks are up there, then they're not going to be back in defense and you're going to get exploited from the wings basically. So what you guys need to do is have both of your fullbacks on stay back while attacking. It is absolutely imperative guys, because if they're not back more frequently than not, we're gonna get punished for that, especially in Foot Champions. There's no remouche shown in that. So you guys definitely need to have your fullbacks on stay while attacking. So for both our centre backs, we both have stay back while attacking. Same with the fullbacks. If you're going to have them on get forward, then you're not going to have a defense, are you? And if you haven't got a defense, you're basically screwed, because defense wins you championships, as they say. And your defense, you don't want them on aggressive interceptions. I put them on normal interceptions, because if they get on aggressive, then they're literally going to be running at players, and that's going to leave gaps in your defense. And people look for gaps. They pass it around, you know, do some nice build up play, and what they want to do is drag your defenders out. And having your finger on aggressive interceptions, you're literally playing into their hands. So make sure you have your centre backs on stay back while attacking and normal interceptions. But guys, this is just a preference thing. Not everything I say is right, well, necessarily. This is just what works for me. I can't stress that enough. So don't go and copy everything just because I do it. I'm giving you guys a foundation, somewhere to start if you're lost on what custom tactics or play instructions you need to use. And simply I'm doing this for the 4-1-2-1-2 brackets too, because in my opinion, for my playing style, this is the best formation on the game. I don't like to play down the wings a lot. I like to pass it around, and this formation is just made for my playing style. The way I play FIFA, this is just how I play it, and this is how it basically optimizes my gameplay. So in CDM position, we have man mark and stay back while attacking. Stay back while attacking, your CDM is probably one of the most important guys on the pitch. He's going to be the one, you know, running at players, really covering the ground and running at players and actually winning the ball for you. And what your CDM does is he protects your centre backs, he protects your defence. And if your CDM gets caught up top and he's not back and your defense are basically just left exposed, so your CDM kind of just gives them a cushion really to sit on. So that's why you need your CDM literally to stay back while attacking, because you don't want him pushing up, otherwise you're gonna have a problem.
You're gonna have problem.
So that's what I have for Kante there, the CDM position, and Kante covers a lot of ground as it is, and really he's just there to, the instructions are there to protect my defense, because we don't want to be conceding a lot of goals, and these player instructions maximize the chance of not conceding goals. So now in the right centre mid position, we have balanced attack. I don't think I've actually changed anything, because there is nothing to change. I just let these two centre mids do what they want to do. I just leave it as it is, because I don't really think that changing anything here would do anything for me, because these two centre mids are just there. I want Pogba to get back at times and to get forward at times, so that's why I have him on balance. The crossing runs, I haven't really bothered with that, and normal interceptions are fine for Pogba and Hadji. That's why I've got them both. I've kept both of their player instructions as what they are. So guys, into the cam position, we have Ben Arthur. Now Ben Arthur, I don't really want him getting back, because the main thing he's in my team for is to help my attackers score goals. Now he's going to be up there taking long shots and also setting up my attackers, and I don't want him back, because he's going to be the one playing in the balls to my strikers. So that's why I have him on stay forward. And pretty much I haven't changed anything else, because there's really no need to do that. Maybe you could put him on free roam, but I haven't done that for the moment, and I've just been playing like this, and that's how it's worked out for me. So now we have our two strikers. So we have Lacazette, balanced width, get in behind. Now guys, this is the most OP instruction for an attacker, get in behind, because what that tells your attackers to do is to make runs in between defenses. And you guys know how basically the AI controls defenders pretty much. You can only control one defender or two if you second man contain at a time, but the rest of your defense the game can't do anything about. And in the mechanics, what you're telling the game to do when you say get in behind is literally make them runs in between defenses, and your opposition can't switch to players or defenders quick enough to actually stop you from doing that. So getting behind is extremely OP, and we've got pressed back line. So what I went with pressed back line, it really depends on the player you guys are using, because if you have a player like Ibrahimovic, then you're not gonna tell him to press the back line, because he's simply not got the pace for that. So that's why I have these two on press back line and getting behind, because they've simply got the pace and the work rates and the sprint speed to do them like jobs. That's what they can do, and that's why I've got them there. If it was Ibra, the case would be different, but that's not how I play, guys. This is how I play. These are the player instructions for how I play. So now guys, we are going to get straight into my custom tactics. Now, these custom tactics may look familiar to you. These are huge Gorilla's tactics, guys, and I just decided to actually choose his tactics for one game, and literally as soon as I choose these tactics, literally everything started clicking for me. I started winning games, I started doing decently well in FUT Champions, and that's why I've got these tactics. These pros, it's amazing what they can do. They spend so much time on the game, they really analyze the game, and it's just amazing to see that. You know, they've literally broken down the game into custom tactics. Like, they know what the players need to do, they know their custom tactics which will optimize their gameplay to the best it can. And these custom tactics, I'm not saying you guys should go and copy them. If they're not working for you, do not copy them, change it around, otherwise you guys are just gonna struggle. Don't just think because this player is using these custom tactics then you have to use them custom tactics. But guys, so we have our speed at 85. Literally, I just have my speed on 85 because I want my players to run around the pitch, and pretty much I want to be able to not play quick gameplay all the time, but when I want to play quick gameplay I can. So that's why I have 85 speed, 65 passing. That's just simply there because, you know, passing is a bit higher than average, and my gameplay consists of a lot of passing. If you guys have seen my gameplay, you know that I use a lot of build up play. I pass it around my box a lot, so that's why I've got passing. I like to pass around the midfield, keep possession. And what I was thinking to myself is that my playing style is similar to Vitality Rocky. So that is a pro player, guys. He is one of the most, I'd say he's probably one of the best pro players out there. Well, he is, because his playing style is amazing. Like, if you score against him, you've earned a goal. Like, he makes you work your socks off, and I've seen it in his gameplay and on Gfinity and stuff. Like, and that's kind of how I play, like possession based style. That's just how I do things, and it works for me because I just like to keep the ball, because my theory is that if I have the ball, then my opposition cannot score. And what you do when you keep the ball, you pass it around, is people get frustrated. They start to bring players out. They start to make rash decisions. And that's where you really capitalize and score the goal and find the gaps. So passing, we have this on, crossing on 40, because I do not cross in my gameplay. You guys have seen that, like, I do not cross. I'd probably cross like not even once a game. Sometimes I do it once a game, sometimes I do it a couple of times a game, but like on the regular, I do not cross a lot. I'm not one of them players who just uses the wings a lot and just crosses it into the box, because I don't really have the players for that, as my gameplay is at the best when I've got players like Butragueño and Lacazette. And I've got this on free form, and pretty much the pressure here, we have 40 pressure. This is because I don't want my players running at my opposition all the time, because what that's going to do is that's going to leave you exposed. Because if your players are pushing too far forward at one time, then you're going to be left exposed, and that's not going to be good for you guys. The aggression is on 45, because same thing, I don't want players running at attackers recklessly, trying to get the ball and then leaving me exposed. And the team width is on 54. I have it on 54 because I don't want my players to be too far apart, because yet again that leaves gaps and that leaves me exposed. And guys, my defensive line is on cover. Now that's extremely important, because that means if one of your players goes out of position, then another player goes to cover for him. Because if it isn't on cover and it's on offside trap, then you're basically going to be screwed. Like, your gameplay is going to be fucked up pretty much. So guys, that is my custom tactics and my player instructions. Hopefully you guys try it out. If it doesn't work for you, then change it, guys. As I'm saying, this doesn't work for everyone. This is what works for me. It's not necessarily going to work for you. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Tell me in the comment section down below. Let's smash for 50+ likes, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.